Okay, guys, let's go through these classifying and writing in standard form. So first of all, if they're classifying by degree, remember the degree always has to do with the highest exponent. So if I'm looking at the example that's here, this term right here has my highest exponent in it. And on this one, my highest exponent is 4. So when we look back at our names, if it's got a 4 as the highest exponent, then it is the quartic. So that means your answer for this one is A. Okay, now, if I look at the second one, remember, it's the same kind of thing. It wants us to look at specific things about this problem. And this one says, classify this polynomial by the number of terms. So on this one, if I look at the number of terms, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you get to 4, it's polynomial of 4 terms. If it's binomial, it would have 2. Try is 3. So you kind of get the idea of how this one works. Now on the next one, they may want me to write it in standard form. So really my first thing that I have to do when I have this problem is that I have a parenthesis out in front. So what I really need to do is to go through and distribute first, and then we'll worry about standard form. So negative 2x to the second times negative 5x to the second is going to be positive 10x to the fourth. Negative 2x squared times positive 4x to the third is negative 8x to the fifth. So first thing has to be able to distribute it. Then if I want it to be in standard form, highest exponent has to go first. That has the highest exponent. So negative 8x to the fifth plus 10x to the fourth just rearranges them and puts them in the right order. So that means on 18, your answer is going to be B. Okay, now, with a couple of these that come after this, this can be a little tricky. So really, if it says, consider the leading term of each polynomial function, what is the end behavior of the graph? Honestly, take that and go ahead and put it in your graphing scratch pad so you can figure out what it does. So if I were to graph that, here's x and y. My graph is going to look like this. Then I just need to be able to go and talk about each of the pieces they want. So first of all, when I talk about my leading term, that's the first term. So that's negative 3x to the third. So that's the first part. They all have that for A, B, C, and D. Now, on this one, when they're going to look at it, there's an odd exponent. So when the exponent is odd, that's the highest exponent, and the number in front of it is negative. So my odd exponent is 3, and I'm talking about the coefficient in front is negative 3. So you can go through, we have a whole table on this. But honestly, I would put it in your graph and then see which one it matches. So remember, when we look at end behaviors, we look there. So if I'm going through and doing this end behavior, x is going to negative infinity here, and y is going to positive infinity. So it's going up. And at this end, x is going to x is going to positive infinity, and y is going to negative infinity, so it's going down. So I'm looking for the end behavior that's up and then down. So your answer is going to be C. But honestly, put it in your calculator and look at it. If you want to go through and follow the stuff that we had from that table, you can. But use your graphing scratch pad. It will really help. Okay, now, let's go down and look at the next one. So in this next one, we're going to do the same kind of thing. Here's our x and y axis. And I would go ahead and take that and I would put it in your graphing scratch pad. So if you do, then my graph is going to look a little bit like this. So kind of a weird looking graph, and that's okay. If I look at this, my leading term, remember, is the first one. So it's 5x to the 8th. And then I'm going to look at these two. So at this end here, x is going to negative infinity and y is going to positive infinity because it keeps getting bigger. So that means this end is going to go up. At this end, x is going to go to positive infinity and y goes to positive infinity. So it goes up. So on this one, I'm looking for the up, which is going to give you C as your answer.